The media that's on TV is actually for Donald Trump because the rich is the ones who's paying the media off.
CNN, MSNBC, ABC for Donald Trump?
Yeah. You know who is? What is it?
Bro, which other president comes to the hood? Which other president has ever been to the Bronx and does this kind of stuff, you know?
I love that man. I love him.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. Today, I am in the Bronx, and I'm going to be asking people if they're voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Donald Trump got about 17% of the vote here in 2020. We're going to see if it's improved. Let's go talk to some people. I'm asking people in the Bronx, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who are you voting for? Do you plan on voting?
Yeah, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
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 What about same with you? You love Donald Trump, ma'am?
I love him.
Do you want to weigh in?
I don't mind. Trump all the way.
Why Donald Trump?
Because I feel like he's telling the truth, and I feel like he's going to change this whole mess.
He's a good person. He's for the American people. Bro, the Bronx loves Donald Trump.
A lot of people say things about him that honestly I don't believe he says. They twist stuff up, and he actually does have policies as opposed to Kamala. She has no policies.
Kamala Harris, you know, I think she's a joke. She laughs a lot, and I'm voting for Trump, man. I see he's the real deal.
Why Harris?
Harris because, honestly, change is needed.
Because I don't trust Donald Trump, the way he acts.
Not into how he acts.
We've seen what Trump can do, what he's willing to do. So I think that's enough to...
No matter what these libs say, bro, they're full of shit. The Bronx loves Trump. He's not racist. The black people love this dude. Bro, which other president comes to the hood? Which other president has ever been to the Bronx and does this kind of stuff, you know? This is my block, bro. I've been living here for like 10 years, bro. Bro, he came here, he represents, man. Hood loves Donald Trump.
Do you think that changed a lot of people's view of Donald Trump, him being president in the community?
Yeah, of course, man. You, as a president, man, you gotta be present within the community. You gotta come and show your face. Yeah. You gotta be connectful with your peoples. You know, we are the people that are voting for the president. You should be able to connect and not be disconnect with the people you're trying to get votes from. You know?
Yeah, because you're not the only person that we've heard that from. You know, him coming to the Bronx and actually showing his face, where a lot of it seems as though presidential candidates don't do anything like that. That's why it was so shocking for many people. You know what I mean?
Bro, you don't see Kamala Harris doing that. You don't see old ass Biden doing this type of shit. Bro, they ruined the border. They f***ed up New York City. They bought all these immigrants and they bought all these illegals and they're taking up all the work. You see all these scooters out here? These are all illegals. They're out here robbing people. They're robbing my people. All that. They're taking work from the locals around here. That's what they're doing. They f***ed up this country.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, you know, I talked to a lot of Democrats that have no problem with the border crisis the last 3.5 years. And essentially what the administration did is they opened up the southern border. You have mass unvetted migration coming across the southern border. And with a lot of Americans, you know, with the inflation, all of that affecting your pocketbooks, everything's becoming more expensive. It seems like it's certainly the wrong time to be importing millions and millions of people while you have Americans struggling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there was like security right on the border, the edge of the border. They didn't do anything about it. Yeah. You know, and that's what triggered me.
You love Donald Trump, ma'am?
I love him. I love Mr. Trump.
You love Mr. Trump. Okay,
so
we're getting some support in the Bronx for Trump right now.
I love Mr. Trump. I will vote for Mr. Trump 20 times over. Make America healthy. Make America great again. I love him.
Yeah, why? That's actually the first I've heard it today. Why are you saying make America healthy?
There are too many obese people in this country. They eat too much fast food.
And there's that recent, obviously, RFK Jr. joined forces with Donald Trump.
Before. I'm from the Caribbean. Yeah. And I came here. I never see so much obese people. Sorry. But get out there and vote for Mr. Trump, everybody.
Do you mind if I ask you, why do you support Donald Trump? You know, what makes you so excited about Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
What has she done? She was in there, how many years she was there?
3.5 years, the last 3.5 years.
She didn't do nothing. As a black woman, she did nothing. She did nothing for us.
I did have somebody
All
telling me
stuff,
earlier.
All the stuff that
yeah.
she said that she's going to do, she should have done it then. She should have done it then.
So too late.
It's too late. Trump all the way, boo. All the way.
Do you mind if I ask you, when it comes to, obviously this is a pretty wild election, and a lot of people aren't very motivated or excited about the candidates that we're speaking with, right? And so I want to know, are you voting mainly against Donald Trump, or are you for Kamala Harris and standing for her, positions that she holds?
Well, in
Are
reality,
you voting mainly against Donald Trump or no?
it's a combination.
It's a combination.
Yeah, I'm voting against Donald Trump, definitely. Also, I am a registered Democrat,
Yeah.
and I support most of the policies and the Democratic agenda. So I'm voting on that
And we are.
premise.
You guys both are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you will be voting. You're going to be voting for Kamala Harris. And she's obviously been heavily involved in the administration over the last 3.5 years. What has she done that makes you guys think she will be a great president of the United States?
I believe that she's truthful.
Yeah. I mean, specifically though, is there something that stood out to you during the last 3.5 years that she did, an accomplishment that you were excited about? All right, you guys, it's been over 3 years since I've done this. A new line of Klug merch is officially here for a limited time only. And there's something for everyone. The America First tee, the JK microphone tee, the Donald Doom tee, personal favorite of mine, and more. You guys, all of these shirts are made here in the USA. Oh, and of course, the JK snapbacks I've been wearing in my videos lately are for sale now too, and come in camo or black. By the way, these are super limited and are going to sell out quick, and if they don't, well, that's just pretty embarrassing. You guys support the channel by picking up a shirt or hat today. Sales end on the 25th. Stock is limited, so don't wait. All right, let's get back in this video.
Well, the fact that she pushes for the reduction of the cost of medication, especially for seniors, that's a part of what she has done. I look at it also the fact that she's not the president, so she have to just support the leadership that she's under. Now that she's at the top of the ticket, naturally it will be her agenda and her policies. And I'm looking at what she's promising. As usual, politicians make promises, you never know. But I do believe that her promises sound more sincere.
Yeah.
And you guys, she, a big issue at the top of the ticket. There's immigration and then there's the economy. That's been a big one. And a lot of people have been struggling. We've been talking to a lot of people, but I think it goes without saying, right? The cost of rent, energy prices, groceries. I mean, just about everything has been skyrocketing over the last 3.5 years. Wages are still down right now compared to when Trump was in office. What would you tell somebody that's been struggling over the last 3.5 years that, hey, more of this administration is good for them? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that the administration that was prior to Trump worked for 8 years to bring the economy to what it was.
So you're saying Trump had a good economy?
Of course. He inherited a great economy. And under his leadership, that's where it become what it become. Of course, we're going to blame some of it on COVID. But a part of it is...
The lockdowns did not help the economy, I'll tell you that much. Not small businesses.
Totally agree.
Maybe the big corporations that were allowed to stay open.
Yeah.
Maybe they were okay, but the small business owners, they got pummeled.
Yeah. I look at Walmart and all these guys that remain, Home Depot, Lowe's. I mean, they make it big, And I agree with you. The small guys, it didn't help them.
They got put last.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the fact
But it's kind of a slow recovery over the last 3.5 years. Still not back to where we were. For people that's a big problem too, what would you tell them that would maybe convince them to vote for Kamala?
Well, I would tell them we are on a straight path right now. Things are looking up. We look at the stock market. We look at just about everything. The inflation is down. The interest rate is going down. And our salary, you might say, our salary is not where it should be, but salaries are big time. Unemployment is down.
Yeah, real wages, so accounting for inflation, real wages are still down. compared to, let's say, 2019. Real wages are still down compared to that, just because of inflation just being so out of control. Now, inflation has lowered compared to the last couple of years, but it hasn't gone into the negatives. When they measure that, it's year over year. So last year, let's say, for example, it's like 6%. This year it's 3%. So that's only 3% growth on top of that 6%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why when it comes to real wages being down, that's why people are still feeling this, and a lot of middle class for sure, because they're not in the stock market. You know, I'm not big in the stock market. Are you in the stock market?
I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing well for yourself. You know, there's a lot of Americans that aren't in the stock market, so that's probably why they're not feeling that. You know, that growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
And the fact that Donald Trump overall, we know he gave all that tax break to the wealthy, to the people from the upper echelon.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
The tax cut, tax break when he was in office.
Okay, so you mean for the corporate side or
yeah.
from the taxpayer side?
For the corporate.
Okay. Yeah, because you got it went from 35% to 21%. Essentially, what the rest of the developed, I guess you could say, world has when it comes to lower tax rates for corporations to allow for employing more people. But you don't like that though.
The middle class guys seem like you forget them.
In those tax brackets, the high ones didn't get a tax cut. If we're talking on an individual level, middle class did get a tax cut, and that's expiring in 2025. Were you aware that the middle class were given tax cuts?
You get a tax cut, but at the same time, the tariff that was put on imports coming from other countries, including China, that affected us big time because that is passed on to us, the consumers.
Yeah.
So,
why do you think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't get rid of those tariffs?
That I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just asking a question there. I genuinely, it's an interesting question. They kept a lot of those tariffs in.
Well, yeah.
You know.
They kept them in.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Well, we'll find out. You know, we are talking to Kamala Harris supporters. They're saying that the economy, all of this stuff, it's been great over the last 3.5 years. They're very excited about it. They think she's going to be the one that's going to get the economy back on track. It's going to get the border crisis back on track. What are your thoughts about those responses?
I don't trust that lady. I do not trust that lady. There's something fishy about that lady.
4 years ago when he was in there, my 401k was up. I can afford anything I want, but there are people out there suffering.
Economy is a big one for you
The
then.
economy is a big one. Crime, immigration. You know what? I'm not against people coming to this country. I came here and I came to America straight. I flew. I went through the right way. I see these people, they're struggling. I work on Wall Street. And can I tell you, there are people, they're struggling so much, they're cooking food taken away from the restaurant and they're selling by the construction place. They're robbing the revenue. We don't want 4 more years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I don't care, friends, if you see me and you get upset. That's me. Vote and make America great again. Trump all the way.
Last question for you. Somebody that's on the fence, they're not sure if they're going to vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. What would you tell that person?
Listen, look at your life now. Look at your life before 4 years ago and see where you are. Do you know, yesterday I went with a friend of mine to get a burger. I went to Wendy's. $35. I said, no. I can't pay for a burger, $35.
It's like a luxury meal right there.
I said, I'd rather go sit in a restaurant. Make America great again. Go out there and vote for your family.
You're a barber.
Yes.
How was the economy under Trump versus Biden and Harris? Did you notice any difference? Did you not? Do you just see him as a stronger leader? What is it?
Yes, ever since Biden came in office and they started bringing in these migrants in this country, everything slowed down. Everything went slow, and it's a struggle now because it's a struggle to gain all that back. When Trump was in office, we was doing great.
And you say change.
Yeah.
Now she's in the administration right now and heavily involved. How have the last 3 years been for you? Are you better off now than you were under Trump's administration when it comes to the economy, life? Is your dollar getting you further? What are your thoughts?
It has been a struggle. Realizing that a lot should have been done, but it wasn't. And the focus I think I wanted to have was that I thought things would get a little better. I want to see more of what she can do. I'm very hopeful for what she's going to do. That's why she gets my vote.
There's a lot of people that we've been talking to that are just saying you had 3.5 years, you're gonna have 4.
And she
We
did.
are disappointed with this administration. We're going back.
Okay.
Do you sympathize with that point of view, or do you think it's crazy? What do you think?
I
Yeah,
can
you do.
sympathize
Okay.
with that because people are coming from every which way of walk of life, every type of struggle, every type of outlook, and they just want better.
And I'm talking about here in the Bronx too.
Absolutely. I'm from here, born and raised, so I know we have a lot of work that needs to get done, a lot, and I'm really counting on her. And you can't force people to see things for the greater good. But I think when Donald Trump was first even bought presidency, anything, everybody was all for it. Money, 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 money. That's all everybody saw. And now we are where we are now. Excuse me.
It's a pretty major difference.
Huge.
You're selling me on Trump right now.
Huge. And I see that.
Yeah, it's
But-
interesting. No, you're able to see it, certainly. It's almost a feeling. You're hopeful for Kamala, if
Very hopeful.
I can put words in your mouth.
I want to be optimistic. I think we should.
Okay.
I think a lot of the people that go with Kamala, I don't want to call them stupid, but I would say more uneducated on what they go more by feelings.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't like Trump, but why you don't like Trump? They have no. Oh, he's racist. What did he say? What has he said? So I really don't get them, but I'm not gonna argue with anybody. It's, everybody has their opinion of. Anybody likes, you like who you like, and that's it.
Were you always supporting Trump or no?
To be honest with you, no.
Yeah.
My brother was. My brother always. My cousins, they were always. And I'm like, but what does he know about politics? And it turns out that he's just smart. He's smart.
A different perspective for sure. I mean, you're talking about a billionaire businessman. A lot of people believe in trying something new, even though he's already been in office. They've seen it, but also just trying something different than the career politician that we've had for the last 80 years, sinking the ship that's the United States. When it comes to your own life, then, so you have some people that have always been Trump. You haven't. Did you vote against him in 2016 or 2020?
No, I actually did vote for him, but I wasn't for him.
Okay.
I
see.
said, he's a New Yorker. Let me go with my New Yorker.
Yeah. That's funny.
And now I just like, man, there's no way I'm gonna go against him.
Do you think that with the border crisis that's going on,
Right.
have you seen that going on in New York? What are your thoughts?
You mean like different walks of life, different.
People coming into the country illegally while we have Americans struggling. What are your thoughts about
I've seen
that?
a lot of that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what their walks of life are and why they choose to make those decisions, but I don't think we should base it on personal. Let's look at it, if I had to find a way to survive and run anywhere, I'm gonna run anywhere to survive. And some people look at America as that place to run.
They're getting a lot of funding. There's a lot of struggling communities across the United States transferring millions, billions of dollars to people that are coming into the country illegally, when I'm sure you could probably agree that there are Americans that are struggling.
Yes, we
Do you
need
think,
a lot more.
Yeah, do you think that was appropriate to do the last
No,
few years?
I don't. I think we all should work. We all should work for our way, even if you're finding your way. You don't need to pick a certain group to attack or give more to.
Yeah.
Everyone should have a fair shot at this. I don't think that was okay. While we're still struggling, they get to reap kind of the benefits of what we're doing.
Sure.
But I still have a heart, and I can honestly see why a person would take those risks. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what they're going through, why they chose to make a decision like coming across the country illegally.
What are your thoughts about the Biden-Harris administration bringing in minimum, 3 million illegal immigrants per year while all of that is going on, while Americans are struggling with inflation, crime, all of that? What are your thoughts about that?
Okay, my thoughts. You want to come to America, come the right way. Be vetted. Be vetted. You don't come because you come to America, you come through the border, you come and you get everything. And people who are here are suffering. There are Americans who are suffering, you know. They can afford the basics. And you bringing these people and giving them $350 on a EBT card. They got to come the right way. I'm not against people coming to America. It's a land of opportunity. It worked for me and it can work for others. These people who are coming, they're hard workers, but they were told, come to America, come, and then you can vote. It doesn't work like that.
You want to come in this country, come in clean, come in, like legal, with papers.
Were you always a Republican, or have you voted Democrat?
I am
where are you at?
Democrat.
You're a Democrat.
But I changed to Republican.
When did you do that?
I changed when Donald Trump started running. I looked at him the first time, I was laughing at him. And then when I saw the seriousness in this man, I said, listen, I'm going to vote for this man, give him a chance. And for that 4 years, I worked on Wall Street all my life. Wall Street was booming. As soon as Biden-Harris take over, Wall Street is dead. You know how many businesses went out of business? There's so much homeless. In Wall Street, there's a street named Nassau Street. You cannot walk through Nassau Street without being high. You don't have to smoke it, They're selling it, they're smoking it. When Donald Trump, those things were not.
I've always been when I was younger, like 10 years ago, I've been like a Democratic kind of guy. But then I started seeing bullshit happening. The country started going shit. Like, I was in the Marine Corps, bro. I fought for this country. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, right straight out of high school, I went to the Marine Corps. And this is not, of course, man, this is not the same country that I went during the service, man. And I blame the liberals, man. They've been in power, out of this last 16 years?
I am running into a ton of support for Donald Trump here today. Does that shock you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Yeah, why is that?
Because, there's really no billionaires around here. This is just regular people, middle class people.
Are you saying that you don't see maybe Donald Trump as representing middle class people?
No. Well, first of all, Donald Trump, like I say, Donald Trump has his outlook for the rich people. All right? Now, as far as I'm concerned, Donald Trump is not the same Donald Trump he used to be. Back in the days when he was in Atlantic City with the casinos, I'm a DJ, and I used to do a lot of promotional things down there, and he was a cool guy.
So you said you liked him more back in the day. Do you think that could have something to do with the media reporting on Donald Trump or no? Because the media is overwhelmingly against Donald Trump when it comes to the mainstream media. What do you think about that?
No, well, you know something, to tell you the truth, the media that's on TV is actually for Donald Trump because the rich is the ones who's paying the media off.
CNN, MSNBC, ABC for Donald Trump?
Yeah. You know who is? What is it? Fox News.
Fox News would be more for Trump, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
But that's every time.
But what about the others?
Listen to them talk. Everything is, as soon as the Democrats or Kamala Harris does something good, they try to find a way to put dirt on it to make it look lower than good.
What about the other media companies? CNN, ABC, MSNBC, NBC.
Well, CNN.
What do you think?
CNN's not like that. CNN is more international, is more worldwide. So, basically, to me, CNN, you usually get the full story, the right story from CNN.
You mentioned that Donald Trump is for maybe the billionaires. He represents the rich people more. Well, I talk to a lot of Trump supporters, and I think a really big thing, and I would agree with this, a really big thing is when he was in office. You're talking about low gas prices, low inflation, low rent, low energy.
When he left office...
Do you mind if I say really quick?
Oh, yeah.
And tax cuts for the middle class in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. What do you think about that? What would your response to that be as him being against the working man
I say,
life was easier to live? What do you think?
Well, It was in the beginning back then, but when he left office after the coronavirus, now let me tell you something, the prices and all the inflation, they're trying to blame it on Joe Biden. What it was after the coronavirus was like just about over, all of those wealthy companies that wasn't making money because of the virus, nobody was around, nobody was spending, all they tried to do is get their money back by making prices go higher and higher and higher. It's not about higher prices, it's about them getting their money back. All right? I mean, because after the coronavirus, when the prices were where they were, they should have just came down. Yeah. And the way they come down,
but with inflation, what about with inflation?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These stores used to rent for like $1,500, $2,000. Sure. Now these stores are going for, you can't get them no less than $5,000.
Isn't it Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's job to get inflation under control if they're the commander, if he's the commander in chief?
Of course.
You aren't criticizing some of the stuff that's been happening the last 3.5 years.
Absolutely.
What is it that's promising for the next 4 years? Saying you are getting rewarded with 4 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because she's not scared. She's tough. And a lot of people were looking at the administration for her. Where's Kamala? Where's Kamala? Even there was a point where I did the same thing. But Biden was the focus. He's our president. And I believe that with her now being in the front seat, she's able to do what she should have done. That's why I have hope for her, because you know what you should have done. There's no need to keep badgering you about that. You have the spotlight right now to fix that. And I have hope that you will. And if you don't, Kamala.
Well, the way I find Kamala Harris, she's very, very educated. She's very educated. Donald Trump's not all that educated, but what I love about Donald Trump, he's stern. Donald Trump is stern. When he was in office, the first thing he said to North Korea and them, don't even think about it. You know?
Do you see him as being a stronger president of the United States when it comes to his sternness? Is he stronger than Kamala or no?
Well, like I tell you, that's one thing I've always admired about Donald Trump. But like I say,
it's a fair thing to admire.
Kamala Harris, all she is, she's the president. Now everybody's making this big deal like if she's strong enough. She's not the one who's in the army.
You are talking about the commander-in-chief. This person represents. They are the face of the country.
Exactly.
You know? So that is important to be tough.
People think Kamala Harris won't be as strong as Donald Trump.
What do you think? You think she would be as strong?
Well, I think she'll be stronger because, like I tell you, she's intelligent, and when it comes to protecting our nation, like I'm saying, the same way she's talking about bringing prices down, doing what she got to do here, but protecting America. You think she's going to step down? And the first thing she's going to do is she's going to be stern. Something jumps off in the Middle East or whatever, and they make some kind of threat towards America.
She has a. Do you mind if I ask?
The generals in them who are the ones who are going to say,
She has a lot of sway in the current election. Trump, there was no new wars. Under this administration, we have 2 new wars that we're heavily involved in. What do you think about that criticism?
That's not the United States. That's over there. That's
We're sending
Israel.
hundreds of billions of dollars.
You know why? Because Because at some point, watch certain nations just bully another nation, and just to keep it going and people are getting killed, that's when it's a bitch.
The reason I bring that up is it seems as though everyone's making a move while this administration is in office. They don't seem as afraid of this administration. Iran is, is being aggressive. What do you think about that?
Now that's what I call media hype.
Yeah.
That's just media hype. On the media, they're saying all of that, but behind closed doors, they're like, yeah, let them make a move. Let them make a move. Come on, this is the United States. Now, let me tell you something else.
We just got to be involved in wars.
Listen to this. Putin, right?
Yes, sir.
Putin. He's talking about if we do this or we do that, they're talking about nuclear. Are you kidding me? Putin saying this. We're in America. You know how big the Russian mob is in America? You think they're going to let them shoot that shit off over here with all the money they're making?
Yeah, probably not.
Don't you think? They'll assassinate Putin and his whole family. So all that is media hype. Sir. And China, the same thing. Chinatown, all the China gangs, the Chinese mafia.
Hey, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you. When it comes to Kamala Harris, another thing that we'll hear, and certainly around, hey, you can hear it in Brooklyn, the Bronx, wherever. When it comes to her support for, let's say, transgender surgeries for illegal immigrants that are detained in jail, she's made a public position of that. What do you think about those positions? Do you like those?
As far as that's
should illegal
concerned,
immigrants be getting transgender surgeries?
I don't think that should really be.
Does that seem weird, or do you support that?
Well, first of all, to me, all of that's getting out of hand.
Do you agree with those views that she holds, or no?
No, I might not agree with the views that she holds.
Yeah.
But as it relates to that, I feel like that freedom people should have and should not be taken away. Yeah. And in so doing, if she chose to support that, then so be it.
All of that's getting out of hand, and I hope they do something about it. The TV commercials, I mean, before, things like that was behind closed doors. Now, what are these little kids in school, and they see these commercials, and it's a guy kissing a guy and a girl kissing a girl. These little kids, they don't understand.
So they're pushing a lot of that in schools, middle schools. What do you think about that?
I'm just talking about those commercials are on TV. On TV.
Do you support that?
Huh? No, I don't.
When it comes to the transgender surgeries for children, Kamala's running mate in Minnesota had basically essentially a sanctuary state for sex changes for children. Do you support that?
No, I don't.
Did you know about that?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on TV, but
do you think does that sway your idea of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz at all, or no?
What it is. Yeah. It's the person's right to what they want to do to their body.
The child?
No, exactly. As far as that concerned, them doing it like doing it for them while they're in jail or with stuff like that, I don't support that.
So that's a criticism of Harris and Walz right there from you, a Democrat. Is that correct?
Well, it's not a criticism. What it is I just don't think that idea is good.
Seems like a bad idea.
I just don't think that idea is good.
For the children though, should we be drawing a line there and saying that is absolutely unacceptable and you're not going to get my vote if you support that? What do you think? For the children specifically, I'm saying.
Well, no. Like I say, I don't support that, but my vote will still go that way. It doesn't matter.
I'm curious.
Yeah, my vote will still go that way, but like I said,
it's wild. People that are saying that Donald Trump is a racist, they can't support him because he's racist. Is he racist?
How is he racist? Can those same people say how he's racist?
Do you think he's actually racist?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
No, that's your view.
Yes.
Why? What has he done that's racist?
I want to say the very condescending things, like I believe it was Puerto Rico that suffered a major storm a couple years back.
Haiti, maybe?
No.
No, okay.
I believe it was
going.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And he went somewhere and was throwing paper towels. Like, oh, here's a paper towel for you, here's a paper... Very condescending, not funny. Or you go into places and...
Is throwing paper towels a good example of racism, though?
Not racism,
because then we might both be racist if that's the case.
It's like me walking up to a homeless person and throwing bags of food around them. Yeah. Like, I know you're hungry, but here's a bag of food for you. Instead of actually, getting in the ground and actually feeling what these people are going through. You know what I mean? Actually seeing like, wow, I'm Donald Trump and I'm okay. These people aren't. And they're depending on me to make sure that they're okay.
Do you think if I run that by people around here in the Bronx, do you think they're going to think that's racist?
In a way, yeah.
Can they point out specific situations where he is racist? Because I have seen the liberals be racist. Kamala Harris doing all these fake ass accents to what? Pander to black people? Why is she getting votes? Oh, I'm black and I'm a woman. Is it okay? What's your qualifications? What you got going on? Like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? And then what else? Biden saying, oh, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What kind of shit is that? And then who? Kathy Hochul, the government? Oh, the Bronx doesn't know what a computer is. Like, I've been using a computer way before you would even know what a computer was.
The low expectations is what many people would call the racist action. It's I think these people are so unbelievably stupid, and that's
racist.
What,
and that's racist. They say, oh, you come from a low income, you come from a low income community. You're black. Oh, you're not smart enough to get a photo ID. Are you saying you're stupid? They're calling black people stupid.
Listening to how he talks, I have a lot of Asian friends and co-workers. And to sit back and hear him classifying them the way in which he does. People, they're eating dogs and cats. And even when the leaders and the politicians and everyone else is saying it's not true, he's still holding onto those stories. Why would I trust him? Period.
You voted for Joe Biden?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Joe Biden, I want to run something by you.
Yeah.
Joe Biden said about Barack Obama, who was a very popular president, I'm sure we would agree. Joe Biden said about Barack Obama that he was the first mainstream African American that is bright, articulate, and clean. That is a direct quote. Is that racist?
No, offensive.
It's offensive.
Offensive.
The clean part?
The entire statement. Because you've been on the earth long enough to know that Barack is not the only clean-cut, black, educated man. You know, it's very, again, condescending. The same thing Donald Trump did. But is he Donald Trump? No.
He's not nearly orange enough. And then as for the Bronx, I mean, the Bronx, in 2020, it was like 18% supporting Donald Trump. Do you think that number is going to be increasing this election?
It is. I've seen it. The man comes everywhere. He's not afraid to go in the black neighborhood, the Hispanic neighborhood. He's not afraid. That's a leader.
So you think people are seeing that support and that presence of being in the community, and you think that's making people like him more? You think that's effective?
Yes. Yes. He's not offering us nothing. He's not saying, look, I'll pay for your lunch. Like Kamala Harris, oh, I'll give you so much money. Black man, I'll give you 50 grand, blah, blah, blah. Bull talk. That's all talk.
Do you think that's working on the black community, if you were to guess?
It's not working. I don't think it's working because New York is predominantly Democrat. Right. It's changed. Sure. It's changed. You go in East New York. I was looking at an interview from Channel 5 in East New York. Yeah. Everybody's going Donald Trump.
If you are having some people on the fence or maybe don't want to vote or whatever it may be, just what would your message to them be?
My message to all of y'all, please vote for Trump. It'll change your life.
I want people to vote on what you feel, vote on what you know, speak on what you know, and get your voice heard.
And the ones are voting for Kamala Harris, y'all making a big, huge mistake. Vote for Trump.
I love that man. I love him. I love him. Yeah. On my job, everybody did shh, shh, shh. I said, hey.
We need to get you to meet Donald Trump. That's what we need to do. We need to set something like that up.
Mr. Trump, I would like to meet you.
If he was here right now, what would your message to him be?
Mr. Trump, make America great again, as you promised. Secure the borders. Build our military. Make our military stronger again. Build the economy. I love you, and I'm praying for you every day. You will make America great again.
We're here in the Bronx. All right, everyone, that is it for today. So the Bronx, much more pro-Trump than we were expecting, and we're still a little bit in shock. You guys, let me know what you think about these conversations down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe for more videos, and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next to my post. And I'll catch you all in the next video. All right, guys, if you're visiting the Bronx, Melanie's, check it out. Patriots own this place. Check it out.